Ladies and gentlemen, here is the mascot for the US Capitol insurrection. I'm serious. This dude is definitely the mascot. Well, y'all remember with Jenna Ryan, the Justice Department had wrote a memo suggesting she go to prison, and she is getting 60 days behind bars, which is nearly not enough for what she did. Well, the Justice Department just inked another statement in putting this dude right here behind bars. In fact, they are recommending the biggest sentence out of everybody that have come before the courts. So this is CNN Politics, November 10th, 2021. Prosecutors seek 4+ years in prison for QAnon shaman in attempt to set an example. So the Justice Department is asking for the so-called QAnon shaman who wrote we know he had on that headdress. A lot of people said buffalo ear, buffalo horns, but those aren't buffalo horns. Those are actually steer horns. A boy cow. Yeah, that's the kind of horns he got on. So they are recommending 51 months behind bars. So a little over 4 years he would get behind bars. So they said if he gets this sentence, which is being recommended by the Justice Department, it will be the longest incarceration prosecutors have asked for any guilty January 6th defendant so far, according to a new court filing. Prosecutors' requests for the high profile Capitol riot defendant, Jacob Chesley, and they said this is as a harassment assessment of his crime and calls him quite literally their flag bearer among the mob on January 6th. In their sentencing request, the judge filed late Tuesday night. Prosecutors made clear they hope to use Chansley sentence they want his sentence to be an example as a deterrent for future attacks on the government. Yeah, I don't think that's going to stop anybody from attacking this government. They'll just find another way. So, the attempted coup, prosecutors wrote, has made us all question the safety and security of the country in which we live. Those enormous harms borne out on of the acts of this defendant must be deterred so that we never see a similar assault on our democracy again, they continued. Chansley is set to be sentenced next Wednesday by a federal judge, Royce Lamberth of the DC District Court, as one of the first felony defendants to receive his punishment. He has been in jail for nearly 10 months. Chansley from Arizona is also well known in the QAnon movement, one of the most infamous of the January 6th rioters. Federal authorities zeroed in on him quickly after the attack, making him one of the earliest charged defendants out of more than 650 in total so far. Now, in the latest court filing, they heap responsibility for the riot onto Chansley because of how he spread political disinformation online before January 6th. We shall have no real hope to survive the enemy's array against us until we hang the traitors lurking among us, the prosecutors wrote. Chansley, as writing on the Facebook of thousands of his followers in mid November 2020. The government cannot overstate the seriousness of the defendant's conduct as one of the most prominent figures of the historic riots. Prosecutors wrote in the sentencing request to the judge late Tuesday. The severity of his actions and respect for the laws of this country must be impressed upon him. So, the Justice Department are asking the judge to sentence him to 51 months in prison, followed by 3 years on supervised release. A calculation at the high end of the U.S. Sentencing Commission guidelines for a defendant like Chansley. A violent rioter who is set to be sentenced on Wednesday by the same judge drew a lesser recommendation from prosecutors of 44 months in prison. So, y'all, we'll see what happens. I'll definitely follow this and see what kind of sentence he gets next week. But in all due respect, these folks have walked out with some of the lightest sentence ever for what they did. And a lot of people, of course, are still complaining about that. But this these are the laws they wrote. You got to understand the laws in America were written by criminals. Okay? Criminals that write their criminal acts into the law to make them legal. See, that comes out of a criminal mind. But those are the kind of people that sat down and wrote these laws. So we'll see what happens if he gets 44 months or the recommended by the Justice Department 51 months. We shall see. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.